Are you a parent who's disappointed in your child, who finds yourself regularly disappointed? Well, mama, daddy, that's not about your child. That's about you. Ooh, I know you don't want to hear that. Some of you may turn it off, but if you're smart, you'll stick around just to see if there's something you can do to, if not change the situation, or positively influence your kid so that you can find some relief. Okay? Hi, I'm Zara Green, and what I do over here is return people back to themselves, who they were before the social conditioning and the psychological labels. Hey, listen, life gets tough. I know. It does for everybody. But we all came here for our own path and purpose. If you enjoy what you get here, then I invite you to subscribe, like, and engage. Comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything I share. Okay? Let's get into it. Ooh, mama, daddy, I know you remember when they were born. You remember the moment you heard that they were coming. And you started to have all kinds of dreams for them. You started to envision your life. You started to envision their lives. And like most parents, you only want the absolute best for your children. Here is something that is difficult for most parents to hear. As much as you have heard, and this is why it's so difficult to hear, that it is your job to mold that child, to shape that child, to give them what they need to be able to live the life that you were not capable of living. Well, what if I told you all that's a lie? And that is not at all what parenting is about. Not only that, you will always be their mother or their father, but those parenting days should have an expiration date. Parenting, the period for parenting, is really about being able to share, to have some influence, and to share who you are, the best of who you are, to be able to guide them as best you can based on who they are. Now, I want to ask you something. Did you hear that last part? Based on who they are, according to who they are. So, the first student in the parent-child relationship needs to be the parent, not the child. You see, you think, or many parents think, maybe you have evolved, most have not, that it is everything that the child learns is going to come from you. Well, that child already came with a particular wiring and on its own path of purpose. If you can believe that there is a spirit and then there is a body, then you have to ask yourself, where did my child come from? Before my child was formed in me, what was it? What was he, she? What was that being before taking on the body? You see, we all come here on our own path of purpose. That is why, and I say all the time, every child does indeed come with a manual. But unless a parent knows how to read theirs, they will never know how to read the child. So I'm gonna put a video up here to really break down what awareness of individuality is so that you can start to understand what your own is, and that will help you to know what your child's is. So, mama, daddy, your child came for their own path of purpose, for their own lessons. We all come here to learn and grow, to have different experiences. So the experiences that they are having are specific to them and for their path. So sitting in disappointment means that you have attached yourself to a being who came for their own purpose. Ooh, is that too heavy for you? They came for their own purpose. I know that that's asking you to expand beyond that which you have learned, expand beyond that which you have heard, expand beyond that which people have taught you. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm asking you to expand because it's the only way that you're gonna experience relief. I'm about to teach you what love is. Love really is allowing, especially if this is an adult child. If they're still in your household and they're still underage, then you do still have some influence. But the way you influence them is still going to have to be based on who they are, according to who they are. So understanding temperaments, the awareness of individuality is no longer optional. You see, parents before us and your parents were able to tell you just do what I say, and conditions in life were so boxed in that everybody was just socialized. Well, we are totally moving away from all socialization. We're moving away from social constructs. We're moving away from people just living according to their conditioning. People are actually getting in touch with the core of who they are. You're either living from your core or your conditioning. The way that you can truly be able to watch your children live out their own lives in even what looks like mistakes to you is to be able to understand that they came for their own path and purpose. When you stop sitting in either shame or condemnation or blaming them and pointing fingers at them and really overly participating in their lives rather than sitting back in support of, there are ways to do that. You can be in support of without enabling and without being overly involved in their lives. And if they are adults, and particularly young adults these days, your feelings gonna get hurt because they're not caring so much. You're gonna have to change the game. You're gonna have to change what you're doing. What your mama and them did and what's working for some of your friends is not gonna work for you. Okay? We have to, for everybody, every relationship needs to be a mutual honor, esteem, and respect. So until you get to the point that you can honor your child right where they are, respect them regardless of what their experiences have been, and esteem them regardless of what it looks like to you. They could be strung out on drugs, and there's still something you can esteem about them. Because even being strung out is part of their journey. Okay? That's part of what they came here for. Ooh, that's a hard pill to swallow, huh? What you mean my child came here to be strung out on drugs? That's from the pits of hell. See, we gotta expand. It's time to expand in that area. That's all the universe is asking you to do. And if you're still cornering people or having a difficult time looking at anybody's life, whatever it is, and knowing that that's just part of their path, and you have to label it, then that is part of your needing to expand so that you can have some relief about that and be able to get in a position to be in true support of. All right, that might have been hard. I know. But you got to get to the point that you understand what your priority is, and then you'll understand what your child's priority is. And then you can start to treat them based on their priority, which will put both of you in a better position where your relationships are concerned, rather than treating them based on conditions. Because if you've been treating them based on conditions, that is why your relationship is what it is, not because of whatever your child is or is not doing. You need some help with that? That's what I do. I invite you to either order a session or just dive in one of my courses. I'll be right there with you. And it won't take long for you to expand and to still be able to have some influence over your child. And in the space that we are in right now, here in 2022, we have no idea what is coming. Get prepared for what is coming. Don't fear what's coming. Don't fear what's going on in your life. Don't fear what's happening in your child's life. Don't fear. Fear won't help anybody because we don't know what's coming, but you can be prepared for whatever does. Be better prepared for whatever is coming by getting solidified in who you are, mentally and emotionally solidified. So we no longer have an option. We no longer have choice here. I mean, you always have choice. You can not do anything. But personal development and expanding your emotional intelligence has to happen now if you are going to be solid through whatever comes. All right, that's all I have for you today. It's your life. Choose it just as it is. Own it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Change it as long as you can breathe and learn. It can get better. Bye for now.